Yeah, good morning. Yeah. How are you?
Very fine.
Yeah?
So, are we again alone to this meeting, or
Yeah.
we have?
No, it's the one in the American time zone. We get a lot of participants, but this one here, because there's also another office hours in German, in European
Mm,
time. That's where most of our customer base is.
oh,
So most of the users go
right.
there. Yeah, but but yeah, I mean, we know we're looking to expand and make this a little bit bigger. But if you have questions, I mean, we're here to help.
Okay, great, great. I haven't got the time to look at the Tulip office hours of yesterday about vision, but I will look maybe later.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was very interested with
yeah,
Felix. Mm,
yeah. No, it was yeah. I recommend taking a look at it because it's it's probably about 20 minutes of introduction of how to set up the camera and configuration in Tulip, and then how to use it in the apps. And it's yeah, it was a good
mhm.
discussion yesterday.
Yes, I will look into it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I prepared a few questions, huh,
Yeah,
because
yeah, perfect. But and by the way, I saw you sent an email to Sagar with all the information to.
I yes, yes. We would like to put the instance factory talk and create an LDAP connection because we want to see also for customer how it will look, for example, for the e-signature and so on. So we'd like to test it by ourselves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great. I think now that they have that information, it should be pretty quick to enable LDAP.
Okay, okay, okay. So yes, yes, we'll have one instance with the normal access and one with LDAP
Okay.
to test. It's really to test.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So I got a weird question from my sales team.
Yeah.
We really don't use a iPad for us, but when we look at the support from Tulip and the device that can run the player, we are not quite sure that if we use an iPad, we can still use a camera to take picture and or to scan QR code
So I think so. Are you using Google Chrome or Safari?
using Safari
Safari, and then going to /player.
slash player. Yes.
Huh. And what are you seeing
No,
when
no, no.
you?
We haven't tried because nobody around me has a Apple product. We all have,
Oh,
but we got a question from customer using iPad,
yeah.
and
Yeah, no.
uh,
So I remember it wasn't working, but this was a few months ago. I'm, I want to look into it, but I believe it was fixed. And I actually, if you don't mind, I
okay.
can test it out here on mine.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
because yeah. So let me see.
I can see you are an Apple user,
Yeah,
even when you share your screen.
yeah, yeah.
I cannot even start an iPhone.
No, really? No, I mean it's uh, yeah. I mean it's okay. Sometimes I do want to change, but once you're in the ecosystem, it's so easy to yeah. So
go to.
let me see.
Yes, I don't know if you have an app with.
Yeah, right. That's what I was going to build. Here, actually, I can just share my screen. Yeah, and you saw that, by the way, the users tab moved.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yep, perfect. So yeah, this is where the vision camera is.
Mhm.
But here, just going to
Yes.
do a regular input. Okay, and now if I go here, okay, I think I'm may not be on the development version on my iPhone.
I need to publish.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. That's another good solution. Okay. Sometimes it does this. Okay. Huh. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the camera is there. It's a little bit, but yeah. So it should work no problem.
Okay, it's working fine. Okay, great, great, great. And so it will register a new device when we use in the browser like this.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's the same workflow as you're used to when you just
Okay.
set up the player.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you for this confirmation.
Yeah.
Really good. Um,
Yeah. No. And I mean, we will make a native iOS app, but for the time being, it's
all right.
yeah.
Yes, I see on community Kevin mentioning this a few times.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I can share my screen. I have always some problem because I have some name of customer. So before this meeting, I clean one app to remove the name of customer, and so I would like to share with you an app and get your advice on
Yeah.
some problem with a if function. I will share my screen. Up. Okay, this I am building this app. It's a kind of dashboard linked to a table.
Yep. Very cool.
So I have a table like this with some operator. They have a daily goal. It's a very manual process, and they have a daily goal, and they have their output. It will be automated with a SQL database from customer.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
they have the time that they work. Anyway, they just want some dashboard, and we can do this with some gauge.
Yep.
I did a few workarounds with gauge because because the range is still fixed, which
Yeah.
is mm.
Yeah.
real.
There's a post about this on community, right? I believe.
Yes, yes, yeah. There is a post about it. So
Yeah.
I read the workaround to put between 0 and 1, and I'm hiding
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Okay. Now I remember the post. Yeah.
the post. So okay, my question is more about triggers. Uh, I would like when the output from operator reach the goal, I would like the color of my gauge to turn green.
Yep.
And and to do so I have this kind of trigger. So I'm checking if my goal is reached, and if yes, I change the color. But as you can see, I have 12 variables of color, and I was just wondering if there is a mean to put all of these tests in one trigger, because uh, if I do this if and then, and if I want to test all the 12 one after the other, in fact, I need to create a new trigger, because if I met the first condition, then I will leave my trigger, and the problem is possible, but I would just have to create 12. It's what I'm starting here. I will need to create 12 triggers, and
Yeah.
it's not difficult, but after that, I would like to copy these 12 trigger. You see, because I trigger when I enter the step, and also when the timers reach 30 seconds, and I will
Yeah.
need. So I don't know if you have some ideas around that.
Yeah.
I have a problem with the else, and with the if and the else if. I I cannot figure out how to create this multiple if in one trigger.
Yeah. So it is actually a little bit confusing. It would be good to have like a diagram, but essentially, if you imagine like the first if always, it's like the first one within the block to be true is the one that executes, and then it just stops the trigger.
And then you just stop.
Yeah. As soon as it hits one that in which the conditional is true, it stops at that point. But so what I would recommend to make it easier, but in this case actually it wouldn't work. So typically when somebody has triggers that they need to keep adding, what you can do is add a step. So you just have a step, and essentially this is like our way of looping. So like we will have looping functionality, but right now the best way to loop is to have an extra step and then just open up the step, and then you can like increment a variable. So now we'll start looking at the goal for number 2, and then put the logic in there to turn it green, and then go back to the step 1, and then go, you just like keep cycling through that way between 2 different steps. And they're always the triggers, you put them on step open, so it's really quick, and it fires off. But the issue here is that you need to you're trying to change the variable dynamically, and you can't do that. You have to like you have to hard code in the variable into like which one you want to assign green. But generally I think that's a good thing to know, is that to loop you can just have an extra step and then go to it on step open, and then like have some kind of counter or something, or like an index that you just keep adding 1 to.
Yes.
Does that make for this specific one, it's yeah, I mean, do they yeah, I'm just trying to think the best way to avoid having 12 triggers. And they really want to be pretty visual, I imagine, with colors changing.
Yes, boy, no problem. I already have like 40 variables in this app. One step and 40 variables. and okay, I think it's linking to a second. It's not a problem. I see some people talking about this in community too. It's about when we load a record. In fact, I'm creating all these variables because I want to display on the screen this data from record, and the only way I have is to create a variable that will be get the value from a table record. So in fact, all these cells I need to create if I want to display, if I want to get visual access to all this data in an app. I cannot. I don't know. I was thinking, and I think in community some people they talk about that too. When we get a record, to get directly access to each cell with a kind of variable.
So, yeah, so you can actually access all the cells. If I remember correctly, the posts that are on there are with regards to using the cells in the inputs. That's the post that comes to mind. But because once you load up the table record, you can display it as many times as you want. So if you go back into your app, and you just and you do text, just like that, right there, and then table record. No, sorry, actually record.
On table record?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes, I could display like that.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, you can just select which record. You don't need to load 4 placeholders.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, you're already doing a great job, because this is like sometimes a little bit like people often don't think about doing 4 table records, and I think sometimes there are situations in which you need them, but in this specific one, I don't think you actually need them. But it's really good to know that you can load up multiple table records per table.
Yes, we need to think more about this, how to make it. I'm afraid against when I will hand over this app with I don't know, 20 triggers, if they will understand.
Yeah, right. It's also important. I mean, I don't know exactly the dynamic of like you're just handing it over and then not supporting anymore, or like I don't know how that will work, but it is important to make apps that you can hand off and people can understand and maintain themselves and make changes to, because that's, you know,
Mm-mm.
one of the big advantages of Tulip. But what about instead of like if it doesn't have to be so visual with the colors, like building a dashboard somehow that, and you just have this app completing every 30 minutes, and then you create an analysis and display that. And you can't do it in color, but you can do like, you know, it's much simpler if you have to hand it off, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
embed a table or something else.
With an
Uh,
analysis. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I.
yeah, because it is a really important point when you bring up of, you know, making sure that once you hand off the app, the person understands it.
Mm-mm. Mm. I will see with customer if they really want to just get it like this, or if they want to modify it after,
Yeah,
to know how complex it
yeah.
can be.
And
But
this customer, I mean, is it, are they typically, do they have some experience with Tulip, or would this be?
no, no, no,
Oh,
no
okay,
experience.
yeah, okay,
No experience.
yeah. So you know, sometimes when people are getting started, it's a little bit challenging to go from straight from zero to quite a complex app like this with
Mm-mm.
40 variables. It can be a little bit. Well, you know, if you, and it looks like everything is very clear. You know, you named everything well, which is great. So that definitely helps. But it's still, you know, it's sometimes a little bit hard to understand why you do things a certain way or something. And there's, you know, always different ways to build the same app. So it's important that you explain it to them well, and then you, yeah, if there's something they don't understand, kind of make sure that they have everything they need to keep going forward.
Mm. Okay, bon. I will think about my color later. What I notes for you? Surely me.
Yeah.
I can show you another one that is. I think I did. I post. Yes, I post something about a signature because more for I'm still not very happy with what I built for this one. Do you know electronic permit to work, EPTW?
I do
It's
not.
uh, it's in factories when there is unusual work to perform. The HAC department, they will allow the special technician or third parties to do work at high, work with a hazardous substance, and
Uh,
they need to create this. It's very manual paperwork. It's a paper process in many industry.
okay.
So we are thinking about this also with some leads. Uh, I think I erase every name. I will be very careful, but I think I erase every name. And this is cool. From the operator API, I could create a new contractor, a new user directly with the API that is I think in the support, and there is a documentation.
Yeah. There's you already, oh, very good. You already, yeah. So there's, we have a customer in the States who uses this, and I didn't, the last time I can't remember, because they had to create hundreds of operators. I can't
Oh.
remember. Yeah. I haven't been to check in a while, but it was incredible, the number of, and you know,
Okay.
I saved so much time.
Mm-mm. So we are thinking about getting this kind of page for, especially for third party, that they could become a new user to Tulip, so they can access the app easily and sign.
Yep.
And after what is that? This is very basic. Huh? I just did one example with work at high. You see, for your information, the type of EPTW, it can be. So, sometimes I have this problem with Tulip. I think it's interesting. You see, I I create a single select, and I'm pretty sure it's is when I know here it's working. No,
Well, it doesn't
you
re-render this widget tab.
you see on the right here, it's supposed to be the type of and if I click here,
Oh,
But I think it's just a problem from display, huh? Because if I run the app, it's okay.
so like it doesn't re-update the options when you switch.
Yes. Look, okay, you can see the example. When I click here, it's working. Warehouse, production admin lab. Here I click again. It's not warehouse production admin lab. It should be some. And here I click again. Okay, I will show you in the app. I will show you in the app.
Yeah, but if you mind just click out of the single select. You click any okay, now. Okay, yes. So you need to like if you just go from one to the other. That
Yes.
if you unselect the single select, you know what I mean? Yep, exactly.
Yes, it's working. Yes.
Yeah. So when you jump directly from one to the other, it doesn't update it. But that's great to know. Submit a ticket bug.
Yes. I became crazy a few times with this, and I start to change the name again, and then I change and I change the name again. Yes. Yes. Well, but the name should be okay. I think I don't want to run the app because it's slow, but just create an electric work permit to
Does it work
have some.
when you type in Thai? By the way.
Yes, I put an example here. Permit
Yeah,
title.
right. So
They really like it. Huh? They really like it.
oh, nice.
And I think this kind of document will be all in Thai after. So my Thai is very limited. So I just searched to write permit title here. And
Yeah.
but yes, I think it's a great feature from Tulip to be able to display any language.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is Thai is written left to right? Yes.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's with alphabet, so it's quite easy. Uh, you have alphabet, not like Chinese where you have characters.
Oh. Okay. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
So Thai, it's
Yeah.
just
You can also
like
change.
letters.
Yeah. You can also change the overall platform language. I mean, Thai is not one of them
Yeah,
yet.
and Thai.
You can, like just to have like the test run, create like those buttons as well to change uh,
Yes.
German,
Mm-mm.
Spanish, Japanese.
You have Japanese.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so okay. I have something like this, some control measure. It's from a table.
Oh, great. Yeah.
PPE and even if we create something electronic, in the end, we will need to see. But in the regulation, we need to print at the place where the job is done a paper or electronic a paper permit.
Mm.
So they need to get this kind of information. I also this is one of the comments with all these kind of apps where I have to work in details. I struggle a lot. Huh? I play a lot with the Zoom to
Yeah.
try to, but wow, uh, not
Yeah.
that easy to get something precise.
So try. So if you click the three dots next to test.
Three dots next to test.
Yep. Yep. And then scroll down all the way here to the bottom. So just want to check. Okay, Control Alt
This
Scroll.
Control Alt Scroll. And
Okay.
what is scroll?
Yeah, scroll is like
Oh, oh
yeah,
yes, it's
yeah.
what I was looking. Wow, for so long. Okay,
Yeah,
and can I move? Can I move like that? Oh no, I
yeah,
cannot move.
yeah. So again, if you click the three dots, I didn't see the shortcut to pan, but there is a shortcut. If you click the keyboard shortcuts again, so space. So just click space and then drag it around.
What is? Ah, wow.
Yeah,
Oh my God, my life changed.
yeah,
Oh, this is great. This is really great.
yeah. That's great to hear.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay. I was struggling so
yeah.
much.
No, it's tough without it, especially in portrait apps. When it just goes all the way to the left. This helps a lot.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. For me, I was doing like that. Huh? So that was my maximum before.
Yep.
That was my maximum.
Yeah. No, and it's and then all the other buttons are it just distorts everything. So
Okay, control, button, keyboard. Good, really good.
yeah.
I think it stick one of my problem. More precise. No, not this. Yes. Trouble with zoom precision for app with a lot of details. That was my point number
Oh
number
yeah.
4. Okay. So I get my app like that. Oh, I will use it a lot now.
Yeah. No, it's really good. Yeah, like I say, especially for portrait apps and when there's little detail like this, it's really good. And actually, one little trick that I think somebody posted it in community, but it's a pretty good little thing to like help with alignment. If you put, like when you have lots of widgets displayed like this, if you put just like a rectangle, so if you go to assets and then enter a rectangle, yep, and then just put it all the way like outside of the print screen. Yeah, well, like you can put it kind of. Wait, let me annotate. Uh, you can put it just kind of like down here or something. Yeah, exactly. Or actually outside of the app, so that it doesn't print. It will snap to the outermost object, so it will snap really well to that. And if you need to align things, it makes it a little bit easier. If that makes sense. Let me look up the community post because it was.
Yes. I'm not sure it makes sense
Yeah.
to align.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Here, I'll send you the post. And by the way, if you select multiple widgets, have you used that?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I click this and this, I can align.
Yep. Exactly.
Yes.
So
This I use this alignment here.
yeah, that one's good. Yep. So you see in the chat box, I dropped off the link to the community post.
Snap to grid. Okay, he's putting something here
Yeah, exactly.
and here.
And you see, it just snaps like this. So it's makes it, it's kind of like in Photoshop they have those the grids. It's like a way of building out grids in Tulip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it makes it a little bit easier, and it's also like then when you start using those, like by the end, your app is already like the step is already nice and organized.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. I will I will read more carefully. It's really great.
Yeah.
And okay, my second I don't know, it's a question. It's not really a question, but it was my post on community was about signature. For me, signature in Tulip, well, I don't really understand what I'm signing, in fact, because and I would like to keep this this signature in a table. I know it's not possible. You answered to me that I could keep the name of the current login user. I think it's what I'm doing here in the submit button. I am keeping yes the login user in a variable signature authorizer.
Yep.
And
And then you save that variable to the table as well.
yes, I save this in the table.
There reason I think you can combine those. You know what I mean?
I
In
yes
the
yes yes. Yes,
So
here, data manipulation, store, variable.
yeah, but in the one above, instead of storing it in a variable, you can just store it directly in the table record.
Ah, okay, okay.
That
Yes,
way, yeah,
yes,
you avoid having to.
yes. I could skip one step,
Yeah.
but I don't know about this signature. I don't really understand what we are what we are. The first thing is because we are changing step. You know, every time I want to allow someone to authorize a permit, I need to first to keep a reminder for him of what he's signing. So I copy all the time this kind of step to make sure, okay, you will sign this, because when you arrive to this permit, to this form, you don't see what you are signing. You need to remember, okay, what I see previously. What I feel weird with signature is that we are signing not we are not signing data, and okay, I don't know if I am clear. I can show you something different
Yeah.
in the completion.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I complete this app one time. Yes, anytime. In the completion, I will keep the signature. Okay, I sign one step, but I don't really know what I sign. For example, if I have half a permit and I sign this half, and then I have half permit, and maybe I need to sign again, I don't know what I sign. I just have this kind of, I will keep the record that I signed something, but I don't know which data. And here we see that I signed something, but we don't really know if I sign this data or this data, or it's still,
Yeah.
it's for me, it's still not very clear.
Yeah. So it's the whole completion that you're signing for. You
It's
know,
all completion.
the whole completion. So, and this changes slightly with LDAP. I can't remember exactly because I haven't used LDAP very much, in all honesty. So I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember exactly how it is, but it changes a little bit. But essentially, yeah, like your you can set it up any way you want. Kind of, when you're building GXP apps, it's important. Like you need to follow certain guidelines. So it is important. You're absolutely right that it's very clear that the person knows what they're signing for. Otherwise, it's you could like save a number, add three to it without showing the person, and then store that. So yeah. So it's kind of right before the signature step. What I've seen sometimes is just like a simple step that displays, kind of like you have actually, like that displays all the information so the person knows what they're signing for. But the issue is, I guess, is that the signature is on a different step, so you always do need to go to like a next step to
Next step.
get the signature.
Yes, it's a bit weird. And to get around my problem, so I need, like in many process, I think for a permit to work, you need a signature of a technician, of operator, to acknowledge that he understand the hazard and the risk, and you need the signature from an HAC manager or HAC supervisor. And so to do so, I need to create another app, because I cannot figure out how to get how I need to get a second login user, and the only way for this is to have another app. I call it a approval, and it's basically the same, but because I change app, I need to find again my electronic permit to work. So here I have something to find it, and then I create again the same kind of step, and then I can sign.
Yep. And here, have you tried changing like who can sign for it? Yep, exactly. Yeah. Okay. This.
In operator besides app executor.
Okay.
Yes, and also around this we have we have some problem. we have some problem because it's really by name specify. Okay, we have for choice. Okay, any operator, it's clear. Operator executing app is really clear. Any operator beside app executor it's clear, but I don't see many use. And specify a list of allowed user. It's really by name, and I was more thinking about a group of and we have the ability to do something like that, and we are thinking. I have some other apps where I'm thinking to use a user table to give a custom field of role, and to only be able to go to the form only if you have the right role.
Yeah, that's really good. Actually, would you mind posting that as a product suggestion to community?
Mm-hmm. Product.
Because
Well,
it's,
as you know, we have a very Factory Talk. We have a very close relationship with Tulip.
yeah,
So I have some other channel that we are also going.
yeah,
For,
absolutely. But it's
but
yeah,
I can share. in
thanks.
product suggestion. Yes, we are specialized, and I have some colleagues that are really that knows a lot about compliance and regulation, and so we also work with Tulip toward this goal of getting the most compliant apps possible, app builder possible. But yes, so far this is but we can see we are close with the user table. We are getting close. We are really getting close to be able.
Quite a lot.
Sorry.
You make use of the user table quite a lot. The custom.
I'm starting. Yes, I'm starting because one of the problem in the past it was that in Tulip we got many roles and permission for app building, like who can create apps, modify table, use the player. But with user table, we can get all the roles more in the app level. Who will be able to click on this trigger, or who will be able to go to this step, and it's something that was not possible with the previous role. So now it's good because we have the role and permission like admin mode, and we have also the roles in a more operating point of view.
Makes sense.
Okay, we are getting far. We are getting far. We are getting far. But that's how I manage now to get my two-step approval and to get both name. It's not ideal. It's not perfect, but it's working. But I can see many use case where we will need this, and in a table, we would like to know if one data is reviewed and signed.
Yeah.
So
have you started using the digital history record a little bit?
yes, a little bit.
Yeah. So that one's very good. And, you can see
Mm-hmm.
what happens, and you get like a full history of the record, when it was created, what changed about it, the values, who changed it, who signed off on it. So that helps a lot with that.
Interesting. I would like. I never tried to sign and to see if. No, I guess no. We cannot with the history widget. I'm not sure we can see if the app was signed off. I'm thinking.
I believe so.
I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I will try. I will try it.
Yeah. I think you need to build it in such a way that when the app completes, because if you just update the table record, actually, yeah, I should know this, but essentially, it's when the app completes that there's a new entry in the digital history record. So you need to essentially just like whenever the app completes, update the table record and sign off like all in one trigger. Do it all at the same time.
Yes, yes. I think again, if the app builder is careful enough, he can make it.
Yeah.
He can make it, but you need to be careful, not put a sign of step in the middle of an app. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, we have guidelines that we'll publish soon for GMP app building, which actually cover exactly these kinds of things. Because, yeah, you need to know exactly what you're signing for. There's lots of important concepts that, you know, once, yeah, it's like once you're building apps for regulated environments, it's really important to like follow. It's even like simple thing like display of date, the way that it's formatted is really important. You know, it needs to be done clearly and that it's understood and it's not like, it can be confused. So it's yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, I think we talk enough about signature. So we
Yeah.
talk about iPad signature, more precise. Oh, this was a question from one of my colleague about Vision. Well, I think I can open Vision to make it look beautiful. I have some. I cannot see. I am using my camera already. Okay, it's a question. I don't need to open anything, but it's about markers, the markers for the jig detector. We were thinking, does if we put more markers, is it only for precision, or it is to create a new combination? Um, it's I was wondering if, okay, I can understand if we put more markers in some object, we will get more precision
Yeah.
because but I'm not sure if I put different combination of markers, if it will create different kind of,
Jigs.
yes.
So yeah, actually, I would recommend watching the office hours
Yes,
yesterday.
we watch the office hour. We watch the
Yeah,
office hour.
yeah, but so I'm trying to think so when you go to create
Yes.
the PDF with all the with the matrix of yep,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, if you download the markers, so here you know when you exactly so here you can't change this once you do it.
Mhm.
So depending on how many you do, like depending on what you're tracking, you know, here like when you first set it up, you need to define it, and then you can't change it anymore. How many markers you have, but essentially, um, you know, kind of like having like, are you asking like, say you have a something you want to track, and what's the difference between if you put 1, 2, 3, 4, or if you just put 2?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the more you have, the better it is. But you know, this is also very dependent on, for example, the lighting conditions, how big you print the markers. There's lots of moving parts. So you know, the like I think what I've seen is like lighting is critically important. So you need to have really good lighting. Print it well. Make sure that it doesn't have a reflection. You know, don't like print it in such a way that you're not like then laminating it and then the camera can't pick it up. You know, these
Mm-mm-mm.
things make a really
So,
big.
so you were saying that we can print at a different size, because I just tried to download it and I see there is a predefined size, but we can change this size.
Well, yeah, like when you go to actually print it from your printer, you know, if you have like an A3 piece of paper or something, you can also just like once you download it, you do whatever you want with the markers.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Size. Okay, it was a question from some colleagues also, if we could change the size.
Yeah,
The
and
size.
actually, we spoke specifically about this because yesterday somebody was asking. I mean, they asked if 1 pixel wasn't, and it's too little. You know, it's there's not a specific number of pixels. There is, but we don't like. It's not. It's not like we say recommended it because again, it depends on the lighting, how far away it is, the
Mm-hmm.
quality of the camera, lots of different things. But yeah, you can change the size.
Okay, can change size. And it's so this robust. I think its maximum it's 1000. it's they are unique. These 1,000 markers.
Yeah.
Yes, they are unique.
Yeah.
So that means for one. So you can use 1,000 markers at its maximum.
Yeah. Yeah. Currently.
Okay, in one site, yes.
Yeah.
In one.
Exactly.
Okay.
With one configuration, you can add multiple configurations.
You can add multiple configuration. Configuration. Yes. Well, I already play with Jig. Well, I did nothing and just print it and move it in front of the camera,
Oh.
and just to look how it works. I don't know if we will buy a depth camera to test
Well,
also the.
we have a competition.
I see the competition.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Yes. I so.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have no. I have no ideas.
Well, but there's only two posts last I checked. So
Ah.
there's two cameras, so it's
Two camera. Okay, I will put a post.
yeah.
I will put a post. Okay, okay. We went through a lot of things. Oh, it's already. Okay, my last question. Well, it's not a question, but I call it a Microsoft API. I'm really interested in the post of Fredman.
Yeah,
Friedman.
Mark Friedman, yeah.
Friedman. He has a very interesting post on Outlook, and I played quite a bit with this post where he's using the Graph Explorer. So it's basically a Microsoft API. He's using it to
Oh,
link
yeah, I remember.
his agenda to Tulip. So
Yeah, this,
it's really cool. It's really cool. I try to I try to play a lot with this Graph Explorer, because even for I I'm a novice in all this kind of stuff, but it's very easy to understand,
yeah.
very easy. But when I try to so let's say that I can make this works, but when I go to Tulip and I create my connectors, first it's working, but after I'm very limited by some access. So they give some access token in Graph Explorer API, but it's temporary.
Oh,
And and when I go to my app, I was very happy. I set my first connector, and then I see that the token was expired, so
oh.
it didn't work. So I don't know if in office hour you cover this kind of question. I don't know if it's in the
Yeah,
scope.
absolutely. And I think actually, if you look, because if I remember correctly, Microsoft maybe has an API endpoint to get an access token. So oftentimes, what we do is like, you run two connector functions. So the first one is you get the access token, you save it in a variable, and then you call it again with the update.
Mm.
Yeah,
So far, the only thing I've done, okay, I put this host.
great.
I haven't changed anything for headers certification. I have no clue what it is.
Yeah. No, you don't have to worry about this API.
And okay, my use case in my mind, it's something around Kanban with Microsoft Planner. But in fact, if I can get this Microsoft API working, I can use it for everything. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm really interested, because there is Planner. Of course, there is Teams to get some message in Teams
Yeah.
to
Excel.
task. So I was doing something around. The problem is because my connector is not working. I lost my change. Yes,
Oh,
I lost my change. Uh, but it was something to get my tax planner. But I have some problem about authentication, because
hmm.
if I use a token, the same token that in the Graph Explorer, it's not working. I don't know what to do.
Okay, so do you mind opening up the graphic? So but you said you were able to connect it.
Yes. Huh? But
Yeah.
if we take the most easy, huh? This is working. Huh? The first this kind of query is just to get my
The
Apache
profile.
my
Yeah.
profile.
Okay, and if you try running this from Tulip, does it work?
It works, huh?
Oh.
It works. I just need to take this access token to copy. I will put it here. I need to remove this. I cannot remove like this. Up. I need to take this, and I think that's it.
Yeah. If you try
I,
testing.
I could change this output that is useless.
Oh, careful. Oh, yeah, it goes away if you copy it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Going again.
Oh,
Just to be sure, I'm not sure which one I put.
okay, very good.
Working. But for example, even these kind of connectors, if I use in an app, they will say that the token is expired. It doesn't work.
Do you mind opening up a new tab in Google Chrome here and looking up?
Just a new tab.
Yeah, just a new tab. Like getting retrieve access token Microsoft Graph API.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Open up that first one. Yeah. Okay. I think this is the right article that we're looking for. Have you done? Have you registered it in Azure? The app? No, I think you might have to do that. Yeah. And yeah, if you just click use the API over there on the left, real quick, use this API.
On the left,
Yeah.
use the API.
Yeah. And then just go to overview. Oh, no, sorry. I think this is not specific to, I thought it was specific to getting the access. So essentially, I think if I may be wrong, but I think there's an endpoint that helps you get the access token. So you would have two functions. The first one, you run the API to get the access token. You save it in a variable in Tulip. And then in the second function, you pass that token so that it stays up to date. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
And keep it. I have no clue how to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, let me see.
Because the app registration, I don't know treat this. I don't think so. This is for like if you create your own apps.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, if you don't mind, I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, but if we, I was thinking if we can figure out this kind of thing, everyone will be interested.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Not only, I think not only me.
Yeah, no, for sure. So here, for example, you can see what it looks like. You're taking a screenshot?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna recommend it.
You can see that I did it.
No, yeah, still the three. Well, no, but it's no problem. You know, it's great. So yeah, here I guess we do it like this, and I need to go back and refresh my memory because I had set this up a long time ago. But essentially, you know, here we're getting specific cells from a worksheet, so we're passing them all as variables into the URL, and then for this is where we're putting the access token is in here. So just authorization there. But again, I need to
Catch it. Okay, so you use it for, and you don't need to do anything else for the main environment in Graph Microsoft. You don't put any certificate or
No,
you,
no
no.
certificate.
Okay.
But, this is a webhook. This is to post to Microsoft Teams. Yeah, but I mean, if actually, if you could respond directly on that,
Yes, below the Outlook post.
Exactly, and ask Friedman. And I can look into it as well by next week. But yeah.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to try. And I guess once one or two connectors are ready and working, all the other one will just go
That's
along.
right. It's just figuring out the first time, and you know, if you ask Friedman, he's already done it, so it's there, ready to go, and hopefully it's just a matter of taking a screenshot and sending it to you.
Okay, great, thanks. Yes, if I can create my my perfect Kanban planner, I will share.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's, you know, it's Microsoft is used in
By everyone, by everyone.
So the amount of information that is in Microsoft and that has to get sent back to Microsoft, it's incredible. So it's yeah, once you're able to streamline it with the data you're getting using the apps you build in Tulip, it's great.
Yes, completely agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I see already 1 hour.
Yeah. No. Oh,
It
yeah.
went
Well,
fast.
yeah. Hopefully it was useful. Or, yeah. I like I mentioned earlier, we're inviting more people to these, but all the European one, the American one, as you see, it gets quite big. But the European one, it's a lot of it is in German, so that most of the users attend this one. Then we have a Spanish one as well,
and the Spanish one.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll have a more customer also in Asia and so on. That will be interesting.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. Right. Well, thank you, Joe.
Yeah. Hopefully this was useful. Yeah, you should submit the idea to get the RealSense, to try to win the RealSense camera, the depth camera.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Patrick.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Bye bye.
Bye.